Today's video is going to be super helpful as we are going to make this regulator. This is your crochet regulator. So what is the use of this or purpose of this is that you fit it into your index finger, the very same index finger that we use for our crochet projects to maintain the crochet tension. So please ignore those stupid construction sounds. It is often that constructions happen in our building, and it is like a very thing that happens regularly in our building. And yeah, back to the project. So it's a very simple project, is that we're going to make this regulator, and I'm going to show you that what is the purpose of this regulator and how we can use this crochet tension regulator. So we know that we use our index finger to hold our yarn. So for suppose this is our yarn, and this is how I hold my yarn while making any crochet project. So I hold it like this. For example, I make a slip knot, and then I like to fit into my hook that slip knot, and then I hold my yarn just like this. I secure it with my rest of the other 3 fingers and yarn it over my index finger, and then I obviously keep it a little close, and then I keep chaining and continuing with my crochet project just like that. So often at times it happens that we lose grip of this tension because it simply comes off our index finger, or it might get too tight, or we might work too loose at a very long distance from our index finger, or we are working too near our index finger, like then the work gets very scrambly and tight. So for this very reason, we are going to make a regulator so that your pace is controlled by this regulator, the tension, not by your index finger. So to begin, we already made a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 9. So chain exactly 9, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm using a 4.5 crochet hook here. If you want, you can use a bigger hook or a smaller hook, but I would advise you, if you want this regulator to be accurate size of your finger. You can see my finger is quite chunky. To me it's chunky, to some it might be thin. So if you have fingers just like me, as you can see the width, you can make the same size I have made here. So chain 9 to begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So after you have chain 9, you want to go inside that very first chain, take your hook, insert it, so then slip stitch. So I'm taking out that loop from the first chain and then taking the loop from my last chain. So I have slip stitch my circle, forming a circle of the chains we created, joining the circle. So after slip stitching, chain 3. So this chain 3 count as our stitch. Alright, so from the very next chains we are going to make double crochet. So as you can see, we have a chain right here, so go ahead and make a double crochet right there. Okay, so making my double crochet all the way. So when you're crocheting this round, make sure that you are crocheting, you're making your stitches inside this 2 loop, alright, and leaving this behind this, so it should be somewhat like yarn over, and go inside that gap, you can see, make your double crochet. So when you have made 9 double crochet all over your chains, you would want to go inside that chain of that inside that loop of that first chain 3 we created on the beginning of the round. So I'm just gonna go there and I'm going to join my round by slip stitching, and then we are going to go ahead and make our next round, which is very similar to what we did. So slip stitch. So like you can see, we have joined our round now, so it seems like the circle, so which we can insert in our index finger. So yes, so now begin by chain 3 for our next round, and then in this round making double crochet is very simpler, because as you can see, those 2 loops are joining each other and that 1 loop on the lower section. So in that we are going to go between those 2 loops and that 1 loop in the lower section. So simple as that. I hope I'm not making it complicated. So insert your hook, keep making your double crochet. As you can see, the loops are very obvious to insert your hook into. So keep making your double crochets until you reach all the way towards the end of your round, and we will slip stitch our round again to make a joining. So now we are ready to slip stitch our round, just like I showed you on our last round. That same chain 3 we are going to insert our hook into and slip stitch our round. So make sure it's 2 chain together and slip stitch your round. Okay, so we are going to follow the same pattern for the last time, chain 3 and double crochet all the way around, slip stitch your round. We are good to go, and we are done making our regulator. So go ahead and slip stitch into that very chain 3 we created the beginning of our round, and chop off this yarn. Make sure to not chop it too close. So now that our regulator is ready, we can finally fast forward our video. So no need of fast forwarding, I can just simply show you. So now that we have our regulator, I'm going to show you how to use it. So before I do that, I'm just going to adjust this. Alright, so how to use the normal classic regulator. Alright, so first, as you insert it in your finger, obviously index finger, because that is the very same finger we use for our crochet projects. So after you have inserted in on your index finger, so whenever we make a crochet project, it is either a magic circle or a normal slip stitch. So obviously go ahead and make your slip stitch. So I like to make my slip stitch this way. So when you have your slip stitch, what you're going to do is, first you're going to take your regulator your index finger, and you're going to take your crochet hook. It could be any size. So since I've made my regulator with the help of this 4.5 crochet hook, my regulator has gaps, sufficient gaps enough so that I can insert any sort of crochet hook starting from small to big. So I've inserted effortlessly. As you can see, this is the way you have to insert it. Like, you have to go through and you have to take out. So go underneath and take out. So make sure you maintain this 2 chains, 2 double crochets, not 1, okay, 2. That way you will maintain a tension. So then we will take our this slip stitch. Okay, sorry, my bad. We'll take our this why do I keep forgetting what this is called? We'll take our this knot. Okay, let's call it knot for the moment, as I do not remember, and we will take it through from that gap which we inserted our hook into. Take it out, and remember to maintain a distance. The tension that we maintain while crocheting, that same kind of tension. So now your index finger is not the one maintaining a tension, the regulator is the one. So you can effortlessly concentrate on your project without even worrying that if you're holding your yarn properly with your index finger or not. So like, I like to make my chains this way. So just like we secure our yarn holding it this with our rest of the fingers, you can hold it like that, and you can effortlessly work on your projects. So keep chaining. So I like to while chaining my project, I like to go underneath, under and chain, under, chain, under and chain, under and chain, under and chain, under and chain. So for making double crochets, you can just yarn over, go insert your hook into that stitch or chain and make your double crochet. So you can see how effortless it has become. You do not need to worry if you might lose grip, if the yarn might fall off your index finger. So this is like effortless, and you do not even have to worry about the yarn. You can just pull it long, but obviously make sure you're maintaining a distance at all times. It's neither too long or it's neither too close to make your work tighter. So that's all. If you like this video, then please like, comment, subscribe and share, and take care, guys. I hope I can come out with more of crochet tips, and also credit goes to the crocheter artist who themselves gave me this trick, and I am just sharing those tricks with you guys with my little bit of knowledges that I have been following. So I hope it was helpful. Take care. Bye bye.